Yo, what's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to be doing publisher from HackMyVm. This box started about solid easy. And yeah, let's get on to the video. As always, I'm starting by splitting my terminals here. I'm so running gain that's covered by SAR 10.0.0.1/24/ET0. I'm also grab out for PCS. We do get the IP of the box down 0132, so do control shift Z, so map scan. So do MM-SC for default scripts, my enumeration. We'll scan out ports on the IP. Doing this, I'll do my verbose. Here we do have a discovered port for port 80 open for HTTP, and so port 22 open for SSH. So I'm going to start visiting port 80. Here we do get a community magazine for tutorials and opinions on SPIP. We do have some author's name here. We can click on this. And it doesn't seem like this leads to any articles, right? Just trying to click on some of these articles to find some usernames or doing some proper enumeration, right? So I'm going to control the source code. And it doesn't seem like we do have anything on here. So I'm going to start writing some more enumeration, running a GoBuster. So do GoBuster mode -u into the IP address. We'll do -w well, let's take off this hashtag first. We'll do for a user share word list, dirbuster, directory list to be medium.txt. We'll do extensions HTML, txt, and also PHP. txt and also PHP. Looking at the mmap, we have a total of 2 ports open. Port 22 open for SSH is open SSH for Ubuntu, and also port 80 open for HTTP is running Apache. Port 2.4.41 this is going to be running Ubuntu. Looking at the GoBuster, we do have this SPIP, also this index.html, and the server side has it by default. So I'm just going to go into SPIP. And we do have more articles that we can view. I'm going to control the source code. And doesn't seem like we do have any comments or anything out of here. So now I'm going to run a GoBuster against SPIP. So just going to change this to SPIP. See what directories we do have under SPIP. So we do have index.php. We do have a vendor config snip.php, which I'm guessing is going to be the document root. It's the default for this page. And it is, right? So do you have ECRIRC? I don't know what this, how to spell that or how to pronounce that, but I'll put that in there. And this leads to a email and also a password. So with the information that we can gather, we do know that this is running SPIP. So I'm just gonna do SPIP for exploit. And we do have a version for 4.2.0. I'm not sure where to check for the version. I'm guessing it's going to be in the source code. You'll find like a lot of CMSs having the version. So we do have a 4.2.0 and you'll find it under here as SPIP. You can just look within the source code. Usually when it's like, when it's an installment, you'll find like source code, or you'll find the version within the source code. So we do have an auth for RCE. So I'm just gonna wget this. I'm just gonna wget this. I'll put it to exploit.py. Play my terminals here. We'll do chmod +x for exploit.py. Do Python 3 for exploit.py. So we can do a -u. I'm going to provide the document root, or like the main snip.php. We'll do a -c for the command. We'll do id. We'll just run id command. We'll do -v for verbose. So just find the anti-CSRF token. We can execute this payload. This does seem to be serialized. And also the 22 signifies the amount of characters within this payload. So I'm going to find some documentation. This seems to generate the payload. We do have NUT7. So looking at the exploit author, we do have proper documentation for the CVE. And this is the same thing that we found. Executes this payload 465. This is just the characters, and it seems like here he just starts his own server, pipes it out to bash, so it runs when it does crawler, right? When it does get that file. Looking at the exploit, we do have this parameter, which is OUBLI parameter, which allows for unauthenticated user to execute commands. So I'm guessing that payload's going to run under this OUBLI parameter. You just have some images here for the snip.php and for the snip pass. So I'm going to do Control F for this seam. I'm going to Control U, or this is for the snip.php. We do have a snip, or let's look at the parameter. It was spip underscore pass. So spip underscore pass doesn't seem to be under here. We'll do this for, we'll do Control U code under here. We'll do spip underscore pass. And he does have it for this page, I believe, right? If you look under here, it's for this page here. I do want to see where this is leading. So I'm going to open this up. And I believe the parameter is going to be under here for this, if we do send this as, or put this under the proxy, right? So I'll do like admin@gmail.com, just a random email. I'm going to go to proxy. We'll open up burp. We'll go to OK. Go to next, start burp. So I'm going to go to proxy. We'll go to proxy settings. I do want to set my IP address to 10.0.175. We'll turn the intercept is on. So I'll just do OK. And this is matching, this should be matching the image that we did find, which is just basically the path. The path should be matching for this. So I do have a good understanding of how this is doing. They're just running the payload that we did generate with the script and running it within this parameter. So it's pretty, shouldn't be too hard to run this. So going back into our terminals here, we do have this S22. I do want to copy, well, actually let's copy the parameter first. This is already set to I'm pretty sure there needs to be a value in for this parameter. I'm just take off this no bot. We'll equal this to the payload that we did find. I'll send this. And looking down here, do we have this correctly? Are we under www data? And it does seem to be working, right? We have the ID command for www data. The reason I just say this because this is running Apache, and if it's running and you have this under running as Apache, it's going to be www data using the mat. So it does seem to be matching for www data. Now let's do the same thing for ls. I just want to see what is under this directory. So I'll just do ls and then we can start numbering for some users, right? So do ls, copy the payload, put this under here. And it does seem like we have a couple files and nothing under here that is just read and write for www data. Okay, let's look at this. Since we checked the files, we found we're under www data. I do want to do ls-la/home, do some basic enumeration, see what users are on this box. We send this, and we do have a user as think. So I'm gonna copy the user. We'll do this for think. I'll put the direct path. Put that in there. And now we do have the home directory for think. So we do have a user.txt. spip, we do have a .ssh, which we can, maybe there's some private keys under there. So I'm going to check for, I'm just going to go into the direct path. By default, we do have the ID_RSA. So do .ssh for ID_RSA. Actually, well, instead of doing ls-la, let's just cat it out, see if it's existing, right? So look at the private key, put that in here. We send this. And now we do have the private key. So I'm going to copy this private key. This is going to be the private key for think. So copy this. I'm just going to put this into a vi into ID_RSA. Put that in there. We'll do chmod 700 for ID_RSA. We'll do SSH into think. at 10.0.0.132, I believe. 132. We'll do my cipher ID underscore SA. So it does seem to be taking a while. Car terminals here, we do ID, and now we're under think. So looking back, we do have, looking at the documentation, we're able to get RC through or cat out the public key or the private key for think, which was under this this parameter for snip underscore pass. We went through that. We just used the script to generate the payload, cat the home from home think .sh ID underscore same, and then we did get that private key. Looking back, let's start by doing some more enumeration under think. So I'll just do like a sudo myself. We don't have the password for think. We do have this, we'll cd into spip. We can't cd into spip. We'll cd into /opt. We don't have any permissions under there. We'll go under /var. We'll go www. We'll go to HTML. Nothing under here. So I'm gonna start running a lint piece under here. So I'll cd into dev shm. We'll do Control-Shift-O. Cd into my document. We'll cd into privilege escalation. Cd into lint piece. We'll do a Python 3 -m http.server import add1. We have this lint piece.sh. We'll wget http 10.0.0.175 on port 881 for this lint piece.sh. We'll just chmod +x for lint piece. I'm gonna output this to file.txt. We'll wait for this to run and see what we get. So after a while, I'm gonna clear my terminals here. I'm gonna more into file.txt. So right now I'm just looking for anything that is in red. I do wanna view like the SUD binary, cron jobs, or anything that we do have under lint piece. We do have some active ports here for 37.32.3. These are listening. We don't have any versions for MySQL. We did find the private key for think, which it did flag for. We do have an SUID. Also do have this run underscore container, which I do see. The reason I know this is because this is not a default binary. Default binaries you'll find like sudo, password, and mount, and pkxcc. But we can also check this binary, see what this is. So I'll do ls-a against this binary. And we'll run a file command against this. This is a set UID. I'm just going to run this to see what we get for the output. And we do get a permission denied for the /opt run underscore container sh. I'll run a file command against this. Does seem to be existing on the machine. And we can run this. So I'm going to run this, see what we get. So we can enter the ID for the container. We can leave blank to create a new one. So this is creating a container. I'm just going to press enter on this. And creating the container, we do have a command not found for this validate underscore container ID. Looking at this, we don't have the script on line 16 is looking for this validate container. But since we can run this, maybe we can manipulate the path to actually find this validate container. So I'm going to run a touch command against this validate. I'm going to VI into validate. I do want to run put a reverse shell in here. So I'm just going to go reverse shell for, we'll go to pen test monkeys, the default one I use. Go to pen test monkey. We'll do this /temp. We'll copy this under here. We can change the port to 9001. 175. We'll do chmod +x for validate. For validate, we'll do chmod 777 for validate. And I want to run the script one more time for this op container. I just do want to make sure it's not running since it's not under a path. We could put it under the like one of these paths under here for like user bin, but we don't have access to these. We can't really touch or copy any files under these paths. So I'll create my own path. So I'll do export path is equal to /dev, so that's shm. We'll do $path, so we can set the path. If we echo out the path, you'll see that now we do has for /dev shm, which is going to be our path. So when the script does run, it's going to go, okay, let's go to the path, this variable for this path variable, and we'll go through each one and we'll check if that validate script is under there, right? In this case, we do have this for /dev shm. It's going to find the validate script that's looking for. So I'm sorry, my listener actually. So do all wrap net HackMyVm VP on 9001. We'll run this one more time. We'll just press enter. You do see that the pervert shell did run. And I'm guessing it's giving us new permissions under here. So we'll go under /opt. You'll see that we do have this run_container, which is the same thing. And we can actually cat this out now. And you'll see that before we didn't have anything under here, but now, or before we were not able to access under /opt, but once we did get the reverse shell through the script, we're able to access the /opt. So looking back at this terminal, we did have the other one, the SUID binary, which we can execute as SUID. But when we did run it, we don't have permission to this run_container.sh. So I'm going to just echo out a chmod u+s, a simple turning the binary. We do have, let's go into, we'll do this for which bash. We have user bin bash, right? It's the default. So I'm just going to do chmod u+s for bin/bash. And we'll output this to a run container since we can read and write for this, right? So I cat this run container.sh. We'll do chmod. Let's go back. I want to see if I can chmod 777 for the /opt. We're not able to go for /opt. We'll do chmod _container for. We can't change that, but it doesn't seem like we can change permissions for that. But let's go into /dev shm. Let's find that binary that we would have. Look at this file.txt. I believe it was, I don't remember the name. It was this run_container. We run this run_container. We do alice_my_slave. Now it did run that chmod u+s for the binary. So we can do alice_my_slave for that user bin/bash. And now we do have the S for cd binary. So we can just run this in privilege mode for -p. We do ID. Now we're root, so we can see into root. alice_my_slave and cat root.txt. Well guys, pretty much in the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.